everyone, welcome to our channel. In the last video, we had discussed about what is insolvency and how does it works. We have also discussed the impact of insolvency on the economy. If you have not watched the video yet, the link is given in the description box. In today's video, we will be discussing about the benefits and advantages of IBC and the suggestions and way forward from ASC Group. So let us know what are the benefits and advantages of IBC. Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code is a time-bound procedure as we have told you earlier. It addresses the honest business failures and also comes with an advantages for small economic sectors. It helps in maximization of value of assets and ultimate business growth. It is the prime motive of IBC that the company gets dissolved and it does not get liquidated. Since 2016, the code has been amended 4 times to streamline the process because at every stage it has some or the other flaws which needs to be rectified time to time so that the code give its best outcome. While there were a number of provisions which were amended, there are also a number of provisions which were newly added. Some of the notable ones are introduction of Section 29A barring the promoters from bidding for their own company, according the home buyers for the status of financial creditors so that their voice can be raised for their rights, specifying the time limit of 330 days for completion of CIRP and also for making the approved resolution plan binding on the central government, state government and other local authorities. Then barring termination and suspension of licenses was one of them. So these all were the benefits and the newly provisions or the amendments added under the code so that it would benefit the entire law. The latest tweak was made on 5th June 2020 through an ordinance promulgated by the President of India. It prevented the companies from being dragged into insolvency, especially MSMEs. The another antidote for this to fight COVID-19 was raising the minimum default limit from 1 lakh to 1 crore as per our discussion in the earlier video also. See, कोई भी कोड लॉ या रिफॉर्म प्रोविजन कुछ भी एक दिन में फॉर्म नहीं हो सकता. अगर वो एक दिन में फॉर्म हुआ भी है तो भी उसमें अमेंडमेंट्स आने नेचुरल है, आई वुड से. सो इस केस में भी इंसॉल्वेंसी में भी जुडिशरी ने बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले किया है एंड ओवर 4 years amendments have been brought into this picture so that the entire code is properly formed and उसमें कोई भी लकूना बचे ही नहीं. So इसके बाद I would say Radhika to take up the next items and advantages of IBC that would be important for you all.
Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 has taken the corporate governance to very new heights. The code lays down the emphasis on resolution of a corporate debtor in distress rather than liquidation. Till March 2020, 221 cases has been rescued through resolution. The code has been enabling their banking sector for resolving their NPA woes. The figures speaks for themselves. The code has helped some of the big wagon NPA cases like Alok Industries, SR Steel Limited, Bhushan Steel and Bhushan Steel and Power Limited. Out of the 12 large cases, or we say dirty dozen, almost resolution plans for 8 cases are under its way, which has been referred by RBI to undergo CIRP under the code. The realization of financial creditors in the 221 resolved cases has been over 1.77 lakh crore. RBI data indicates that as compared to other options, banks are recovering much better under IBC rather than any other law. The code is not only encouraging them to avoid the default but also settle the default outside the code. There are several instances where the debtors have settled their defaults voluntarily or settled their defaults immediately after the application has been admitted by the adjudicating authority. The IBC reform is no exception. It has faced tough resistance from day one. The IBC has started emerging stronger as it started delivering its promises, getting a global recognition. Let me take an example for a quick appreciation. Synergies Durell was the first company which was resolved under IBC. It was with the BIFR, Board of Industrial and Financial Reconstruction, for over a decade. The realizable value of the assets of Synergis today was rupees 9 crore when it entered the insolvency proceedings. It, however, owed rupees 900 crore to the creditors. The resolution plan yielded rupees 54 crores for them. If the company was taken into liquidation, assuming no transaction costs, the creditors would have got at best rupees 9 crore, 1% of their total claims. 200 companies have been rescued till December 2019 through this resolution process. IBC maximizes the value of assets which exist, not which do not exist. As per the RBI data, the comparison and the resolution from the IBC is much better than any other option. Thousands of debtors are settling their debts at a very early stage of distressed asset. They are settling their debts before the receipt of the notice for repayment or after the admission of the application from the adjudicating authority, or even after the admission of the application before the adjudicating authority. Only a very few companies who fail to address their distress reach the liquidation stage. Stakeholders who understand their business, have the backing sophisticated professionals, use this IBC with open eyes by evaluating all the options. There are approximately 25,000 applications filed under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 that indicate the value and the trust that stakeholders place on the law, the ultimate test of its efficacy. Now we shall discuss the last topic of the video, which is the way forward or the scenario of economy due to COVID-19 under this code, and also some of the suggestions from our ASC group.
After 4 incredible years, the code is all set to embark upon the new voyage. While the provisions for personal insolvency were notified on December 1st, 2019, the work has already begun to operationalize the other elements of it. In view of the recent financial and economic stress caused by COVID-19, the government is working on a special framework for MSMEs. We all are in a situation where we don't know that how long this pandemic would affect us. So a large number of companies are focusing on the out-of-the-court restructuring mechanism. Under this, अभी prepackaged administrations introduce हो रहे हैं, which are less time consuming, and also इसमें negotiations and सारी चीजें जो भी discuss होनी होंगी दो parties के बीच, वो सारी before going into the procedural form of statutory laws, वो पहले ही out of the court settlement हो जाएगा. So all countries are looking forward to this pre-packaged administration as of now. The flexibility, timeliness and setting out of the court shall not only benefit the economy or the MSMEs in this COVID-19 era, but also it will benefit the economy after COVID-19 recovery phase. India may also consider such kind of things in near future, and the government is obviously committed to safeguard our legislation today, tomorrow and in all the near future. The Reserve Bank of India has formed an expert committee on resolution for COVID-19 related stress, which shall be explained to you by Radhika.
The Reserve Bank of India, as part of its Statement of Development and Regulatory Policies, released along with the Monetary Policy Statement a resolution framework and recommended an expert committee which is headed by Mr. K.V. Kamath. The recommendations are only those borrowers which were classified as standard and arrears with less than 30 days as on March 1, 2020 were eligible under this framework. Resolution framework may be invoked not later than December 31st, 2020. Resolution process needs to be implemented within 180 days from the date of invocation. Resolution process shall be treated as invoked once the lenders representing 75% of the value and 60% by number agree to invoke the same. Intercredit agreement to be signed by all lenders within 30 days of invocation. The residual tenure of the loan may be extended by maximum 2 years. For aggregate exposures greater than rupees 100 crores, an independent credit evaluation to be obtained from one credit rating agency authorized by the Reserve Bank of India. Resolution process may also provide for conversion of debt into equity. The committee recognizes that the COVID-19 pandemic has affected best of the companies. These businesses were otherwise in a better position before COVID-19. The committee has selected 26 sectors for the purpose of recommending financial parameters factored in the resolution process, namely power, construction, textiles, chemicals, etc. Government decides to waive interest on loans up to rupees 2 crore, stating that a complete waiver of interest for loan payments during the moratorium would affect the very survival of the banks and create problems for the depositors. This proposal will cost banks from rupees 5,000 to rupees 7,000 crores, which will be reimbursed to banks. Supreme Court also seeks response from Centre for relief to be given to the big borrowers, wherein the Centre has decided to waive interest on installment up to the loan amount of rupees 2 crores. Supreme Court has asked the central government to place on record its decision to relief to be given to the big borrowers.
Considering the entire scenario, here are the few suggestions from ASC. Opting for restructuring facility under RBI's scheme might attract some side effects that the moratorium did not have. While the moratorium did not affect the credit score, under RBI's mandate, restructuring can affect your credit score as well as your eligibility to take loan in the future. If it is possible, borrowers should liquidate their assets and investments in order to continue paying their loan. Borrowers may opt for restructuring only if they have no other option left with. Also, not everyone is eligible to get a loan recast, and a lot may depend upon bank's discretion. Only those borrowers who has a loss of income can avail benefit of restructuring, and that too they need a proof of it. Lenders are also charging fees for loan restructuring to add to the cost of it. Borrowers should not look at the restructuring as a relief, but as a deferment of payment for which they need to bear a cost, even if it is staggered over a period of time. Also, I would say that you must assess how you can avoid going for restructuring. We hope you would have liked our video. If there are any queries related to it, you can write them down in the comment section below.
If you would also like us to add more such videos relating to IBC 2016, you can write them on the comment section, and also like, share and subscribe to our channel ASC Group. Thank you.